da tiempo. Vámonos. Soy normalísimo, amigos. Pues vamos a ver esto, ¿no? A ver qué tal se cuece. No sé qué va a durar, pero bueno. Tenía muchas ganas de verlo. Muchas ganas. Y a ver qué tal. A ver si promete. No sé si el audio está puesto. Me supongo que sí. Se debería activar Windows. No quiero. Ahora sí. 20 segundos, amigos. A ver qué tal. Uf. Estaba durmiendo la peque y decía, no llego, ni de coña llego. A ver qué tal. Venga, sorpréndenos. Ahora ya con Elden Ring está difícil sorprender, ¿sabes? A ver qué tal. Eso de activar Windows está divertido. Bueno, al lío. Debería activarlo, ¿verdad? Nix, ¿cómo estás, tío? Pues muy bien, ahí estamos. Vamos a ver este State of Play de Hogwarts Legacy. A ver qué tal. He llegado por los pelos, ¿eh? Pensaba no llegaba. Uf. Es que la banda sonora ya me pone los... Vamos a callarnos, ¿vale?
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Se ve divertidete, ¿eh?
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world.
High quality o no? Todavía sí, ¿no?
But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be. When you
Las caras no
arrive at
cambiaban
Hogwarts,
mucho, ¿eh?
you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses:
Y los
Gryffindor,
profes, ¿qué quieres que te
Hufflepuff,
diga?
Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room. You will then need to attend classes, and you do have some catching up to do,
Guapo.
as you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin
¿Tendrá
your
modo
studies
historia o qué?
attending charms, defense against the dark arts, herbology, and potions classes, to name a few.
A asistir a clase de antropología y todo esto.
Hello, class. Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on
No
the
soy
art
recto, lo
of
sé.
charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper
Vale, es a
Hogwarts
su
welcome.
enemigo. Ojo.
You may begin.
Todo guapo, ¿no?
Not bad for a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here, you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants, brew potions, and more. In between classes, you'll be able to explore the castle famous for its secrets, enchantments, and
Deja de
mysteries.
investigar el castillo a tu antojo.
You'll discover dungeons and secret passageways,
Vale. Secretos, pasajes secretos, mazmorras y esto.
as well as challenging puzzles that will require magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
Qué guapo.
You may even find yourself in iconic locations you've never been able to explore before.
Vale.
It's the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few
Las clases te van a parecer familiares, pero no te van a parecer tan familiares los profesores. ¿Estás de caca así decapitado?
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while completing side assignments that are part of a special curriculum, ones designed to help you catch up with the other fifth years at your own speed.
Buah, esto. El Quidditch será. Madre mía. Vale, misterios
Opportunities for
peligrosos.
adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
¿Este es el malo malísimo del juego? Toma por culo.
Loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins.
Se ve bien, no es la real hostia, pero se ve bastante bien. Todavía está en progreso el juego, ¿eh? Se ve bastante guay. Lo que se ve a los... Lo típico que se ve, que los personajes se ven... Esperan a atacar... No te atacan dos a la vez, vamos.
I just watched a student take down your distraction. Who is this child? Are you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
Me ha pillado. Vale, ¿esto es otra cosa? Esto es bestial.
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more.
¿Ves? No te atacan dos a la vez. Te ataca uno, luego te ataca otro. Eso no me gusta, por ejemplo.
Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes.
Pero va lanzando un montón de habilidades diferentes, eso mola, ¿sabes?
Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spell combinations.
A saber cómo irán el tema de las habilidades, cómo te las irás colocando.
Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
Irás aprendiendo habilidades, todo esto. Todo guapo esto, ¿no? Y a medida que vayas pillando más nivel, irás pillando unas habilidades que flipas.
Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various finishes. You can even use the mysterious powerful magic your professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes. Mixing and matching dozens of spells will let you define your combat style.
La jugabilidad no me mata, ¿sabes? Está divertido, se ve bastante guay. Pero... ¿qué quieres que te diga? Lo que más me choca de esto es el tema del atacante. Todos se quedan quietos si nadie ataca.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your playstyle to allow you to focus on your favorite types of magic.
Vale.
You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat. Gear can be
No tiene mala
upgraded
pinta,
and
¿eh?
specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Use a strong, even motion when cutting your ingredients.
Vale, esto de crear pociones, a ver si se lo ocurran. El tema de las pociones, herbolistería y bestias, a ver si se lo ocurran. ¿Ves? ¿Qué quiere que te diga? Aprieta X para meterlo aquí. Si fuese mantener pulsado X durante 3 segundos para tal y verter lo que toca, no. Si te pasas ya lo has cagado, ¿sabes? Ir haciendo este tipo de cosas. Lo de girarlo todavía. Pero mantener pulsado X durante 3 segundos que lo ponga en la receta. Y a ti te toque verter el líquido y no sepas cuánto pones, y si no lo mantienes durante 3 segundos, pues no funciona. Estaría guapo eso.
In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to
Buah,
remind all
esto va a
of
estar
you
brutalísimo,
how to
tío.
maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Esto va a molar mucho.
Learning and mastering broom
Se ve
flight is
muy
highly recommended
normalito,
so that you may
pero tío,
travel around the world more quickly.
vas volando con una escoba, tío. Es un brujito.
You're despicable.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends.
Esta se ve
As you
mucho,
develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your
Vale,
journey as
te
your
van a acompañar en la
companions.
experiencia, colegas.
And over time, you'll learn their stories.
This is our chance.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with
El tema de
humans.
las bestias es lo que mejor se ve.
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
Sneaking in the restricted section again.
is Sebastian Sallow, a charismatic Slytherin
We've been over this, boy. Figs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular gathering areas.
Welcome to the Room of Requirement.
Vale, ¿esto para qué es?
One of the most remarkable secrets of Hogwarts is known as the Room of Requirement.
La habitación de los requisitos, ¿no?
You're introduced to this space that seems to sense what you need and then provides it for you.
Puedes crear lo que necesites para que te
Since you need to catch up to your
aporte lo que
peers, the
necesitas.
room provides space for you to sow and harvest
Es un
plants,
espacio donde tú quieres
brew
un tipo de
potions,
árbol que
and
te dé un
upgrade your
tipo
gear.
de fruta en especial, pues la fabricas aquí, lo dejas ahí y puedes venir aquí
Full
para
house
poder
elf named Deke
obtener ese
helps you
material que
discover the
necesites en
variants that allow you to
zona de
nurture your
farmeo,
own
¿sabes?
menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it? Deke isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to
Oh.
reflect your personality and
Adiós.
magical specialties.
Esto está guapísimo, ¿eh? Esto está guapísimo. Vale. Más allá de las
Not everything you
de las
need on your
murallas del
journey is
castillo.
available at Hogwarts. You'll want to visit the nearby wizarding village.
Esto tiene muy
of
buena
Hogsmeade,
pinta, ¿eh?
where loads of shops and vendors can provide you
El tema
with
de
the
crearte la
supplies you
casa,
require.
si te la puedes crear entera va a ser brutal.
From potion
Interactuar con la
ingredients and
peña,
recipes,
pociones, varitas,
seeds for
seguramente.
magical plants, to all sorts of
Trajes.
gear.
Esto es lo que menos me importa.
But
Qué
Hogsmeade
guapo.
also has its dangerous side.
Varitas.
A band of dark witches and
es
wizards,
malísimo.
emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts. You must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore,
¿Ves? Los dos se quedan
you'll
mirando.
find the world surrounding Hogwarts is alive with activity, wonders, and areas of unusual interest. As the school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the
Vale,
sky with
hay
lightning or sunshine,
épocas, es
or
decir,
coat the ground with snow
estaciones.
or rain. Unique wizarding hamlets pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who
Vale.
have stories to tell,
Y en las afueras
and
también hay
missions with which they
mercaderes.
could use your assistance.
¿Eso qué son? ¿Minijuegos?
Be on the lookout for enchanting magical puzzles that may very well have been designed by Merlin himself when he was a student at
¿Y con esto se
Hogwarts.
crean mazmorras?
Magical beasts roam the lands outside
Vale,
the
bestias
castle walls.
mágicas.
Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of
Parecen
poachers and their
Stitch, tío.
traps. If you're feeling
Y los
benevolent,
puedes
you can
atrapar.
rescue them
Vale.
and restore them to health in the room of
Ostras,
requirement.
hipogrifos, tío, qué guapo. Son hipogrifos esto, ¿verdad?
But there are
¿Se
dangers
llamaban
beyond
hipogrifos?
your
No me acuerdo.
understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and
Vale.
vaults hold
Las
perilous
mazmorras
threats
del
and
banco.
also untold rewards.
Puede estar bien, ¿eh?
Be careful where you choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker
Ve
path.
con cuidado qué es lo que buscas en las mazmorras, porque te puedes encontrar con cosas como
Befriend new
las que enseñan
allies.
ahora.
Journey across a landscape never seen before.
Esto es un hipogrifo,
Uncover
¿no?
ancient secrets. Combat mystical threats. Learn long forgotten mysteries.
Vale.
Become the witch or wizard you want to be. As you leave your
Pinta
unique
bien.
mark on the
Pinta
wizarding
bastante bien.
world.
No me parece la revolución, pero pinta bastante bien.
In Hogwarts Legacy.
No está mal. ¿Qué opináis vosotros? No está nada mal. ¿Vale? Holiday 2022. Holiday se refiere a Navidades.
That was your first extended look at Hogwarts Legacy.
¿Eso es todo?
Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
15 minutitos. Ah, no, enseñan un poquitín más. Vale.
The attention to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is so excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
El juego porque han estado soñando durante 20 años.
The lore of the Wizarding World is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts. It makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
Los exteriores del castillo molan mucho, tío.
We really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create this amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open
A ver
world,
qué tal está
we
entonces.
just knew it wasn't going
A
to be enough
Vacation
to just stare
2022
out
se
of the windows
refiere
of
a
Hogwarts and wonder what
Navidades
it's like
o a
out there.
verano.
But the final
No, porque me
question
lo ha
that
dicho
fans
Summer.
ask is what's beyond that?
Aún
What's
queda bastante
beyond
para que salga,
the
¿eh?
Forbidden
Podemos
Forest? What's
reventar
gonna
el Den
be
Ring
beyond
aún.
Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions.
Tiene pintaza.
We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a 5th year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, you know, in the Wizarding World that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding World from, you know, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world,
Están
we're
repitiendo
able to sort
básicamente
of
lo que
create a space
hemos
that's
visto,
their
¿eh?
own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least.
El
and
malo
that
malísimo es un
Hogwarts
goblin.
itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that. And then beyond, we would go into the films.
No pinta nada mal, ¿eh?
Being able to put our own spin on what this universe is was a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before, the Hufflepuff Common Room. you know, as a Hufflepuff, you always wondered, like, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that we know that fans will recognize certain names, they'll recognize spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway, I recognize that classroom.
But mostly, it's going to be an
Vale,
entirely
pues parece que es
new wizarding world that no
bastante
one's ever
igual a
experienced.
las películas, ¿eh? Por lo que dicen
When
aquí.
people engage in the wizarding world, what's the one anchor? Like, what's the thing that everyone comes back to? What's the thing that grounds it all and grounds all these characters and grounds all these
Tendremos
figures?
que vernos la serie completa, la película completa de nuevo, antes de que le salga.
That school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds it all.
How to bring Hogwarts to life. That was a very big challenge because, as everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for a game, because you're going to have to walk it.
And of course, again, the Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations.
Lo que se ha atrasado
And then
muchísimo el
there's
juego,
these
me
other
suena, ¿eh?
places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of it together.
Adding a world that is
Y se ve brutal el juego, tío.
living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
It's going to be so fun.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this,
Lo pintan
to
demasiado bien.
inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy. We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement and for the passion that all of you bring to this. It's truly what fuels us. On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank you for being here today, and we'll see you at Hogwarts.
Ahí está.
That's our show. We hope you're excited for the magic to come. See you next time.
That's all, babies. Pues parece que sí. Qué lástima. Parece que sí que ya se ha terminado, ¿eh? PlayStation. Pues sí. Pues hoy solamente quería hacer stream viendo esto, ¿eh? No me ha sorprendido la hostia. Ha estado bien, pero bueno. Ni tan mal, amigos. Hoy estoy reventadísimo y lo voy a dejar por aquí porque necesito descansar. Hemos hecho 20 minutos de stream, pero es el tiempo que tenía hoy y quería ver esto con vosotros. Nada más, os quiero mucho. Nos vemos mañana con Elden Ring. Seguimos, os quiero muchísimo. Un besito enorme a todo el mundo y hasta la próxima, chicos.